Movies make forensic science look like a magic trick. A brilliant investigator finds a single, almost invisible clue. They rush it to a gleaming, high-tech laboratory. Within minutes, a computer screen flashes with the face and name of the guilty party. The case is solved. The hero wins. This narrative is undeniably compelling and wonderfully entertaining. It provides a satisfying sense of order in a chaotic world. But this polished, perfect vision of justice is a carefully constructed fantasy. It is a story we love to watch, yet it bears almost no resemblance to the slow, painstaking, and deeply human process of real forensic investigation. This essay will expose the truth behind the fiction. The powerful allure of these on-screen portrayals has real-world consequences. We, the audience, begin to believe in the infallibility of the science we see. We start to expect instant results and perfect answers from our real-life criminal justice system. This expectation, born from fiction, creates what legal experts call the CSI effect. It places an immense and often impossible burden on actual investigators and prosecutors. They are asked to live up to a standard that exists only in a script. Understanding the difference between the cinematic illusion and the scientific reality is not just about being a savvy movie watcher. It is about being an informed citizen in a world where justice depends on genuine and sometimes imperfect evidence. The three big lies of movie forensics form the backbone of this popular misconception. In countless films and television shows, the discovery of a fingerprint marks a pivotal turning point. The hero carefully lifts a print from a glass. The hero carefully lifts a print from a doorknob. They scan it into a sophisticated computer system. Seconds later, alarms blare as the machine spits out a single, perfect match, complete with the suspect's mugshot and address. The scene is a staple of the crime genre, from classic spy thrillers to modern police procedurals. It reinforces the idea that fingerprint identification is a fully automated, lightning-fast process. We see the database as a magical, all-knowing entity that holds the key to every identity, waiting only for the right question to be asked. In reality, the journey from a crime scene print to a confirmed identification is a long and methodical one. First, an examiner must assess the quality of the lifted print. Most prints found at crime scenes are not the pristine, complete impressions we see in movies. They are often partial. They are often smudged. They are often distorted. The examiner must then painstakingly identify and mark unique characteristics, known as minutiae. Minutiae, ridge endings. Minutiae, bifurcations. This manual analysis is crucial before any computer search can even begin. The computer system, often a version of APHIS, does not provide a definitive match. Instead, it acts as a powerful search engine. The system then generates a list of potential candidates, prints that share a certain number of similar features. The computer does not make the final decision. The cinematic treatment of DNA is perhaps the most dramatic of all forensic myths. A detective finds a single hair, a microscopic drop of blood. They seal it in a bag, hand it to a lab technician who confidently promises results by the end of the day. Later, the hero holds up a printout with a genetic code that seems to show a face. DNA is presented as a crystal ball, fast and omniscient in movies. The scientific reality is far more complex. Extraction begins. The process: isolate DNA from blood, saliva, skin cells. The step is delicate, especially if old, degraded, contaminated. DNA must be quantified. Then PCR copies specific regions millions of times. Work happens in controlled labs to prevent cross-contamination. Machines output a profile as peaks on a graph. This is not a picture of a person. A trained analyst must interpret the chart. They identify markers and assign numbers to make a profile. Mixed samples, multiple contributors, make interpretation much harder. Untangling mixes needs advanced software and expert judgment. The lab process takes days, often weeks or months. A DNA match is not a verdict of guilt. It only places a person's DNA at a location or on an object. It doesn't tell how or when it got there. Context is everything. Did the DNA get on the weapon during the crime or days earlier from innocent contact? Could DNA be transferred indirectly? DNA can't answer those questions alone. It's one powerful piece of the puzzle. It must be combined with witness statements, timelines, and other investigative findings. In the world of movies, forensic results are treated as gospel. When a lab report comes in, it is presented as the final, irrefutable word. Detectives and lawyers on screen rarely question the methods. They accept matches, fibers, bullets, without hesitation. This creates the illusion that forensic science is free from error, bias, or ambiguity. The lab is portrayed as a temple of truth. Objective facts are generated by perfect machines, interpreted by flawless experts. This myth of infallibility is one of the most misleading. Forensic science is a human endeavor, susceptible to human error. Mistakes can happen at any stage. Evidence can be improperly collected or stored. Contamination. In the lab, samples can be accidentally swapped. Equipment can be miscalibrated. Interpretation often involves subjective judgment. An analyst studying a complex bite mark or muddled shoe print makes an educated guess, not a mathematical certainty. Conclusions can be influenced by unconscious bias, pressure from law enforcement, or a desire to confirm a pre-existing theory. Not all forensic disciplines are created equal. DNA analysis is built on strong statistical research. Other fields relied more on apprenticeship and subjective experience. Bite mark comparison. Microscopic hair analysis. Different experts can reach wildly different conclusions. This prompted a re-evaluation of what counts as a match in court. Recognizing error is what makes good science. A responsible expert won't claim absolute certainty. They qualify findings and explain limitations and statistical significance. They speak in probabilities, not certainties. The justice system demands this transparency. The days of declaring a 100% match are fading. Forensic evidence is powerful, but not magic. It must be questioned, scrutinized, and placed in context. A tool for investigation, not a final answer from on high. By peeling back the layers of Hollywood glamour, we can begin to see the more complex, challenging, and ultimately more fascinating truth of what it takes to make science serve justice. The gap between the slick, speedy forensics of Hollywood and the methodical, cautious reality of the laboratory is more than just a curiosity for film buffs. This distortion matters profoundly because it shapes public perception and creates unrealistic expectations of the criminal justice system. When jurors have been conditioned by television to expect a DNA result for every case, the absence of such evidence can be misinterpreted as a fatal weakness in the prosecution's argument. They may expect a level of certainty that science is rarely able to provide, potentially letting the guilty go free, or, conversely, placing too much faith in a single piece of flawed evidence. These cinematic myths do a disservice to the real men and women working in forensic science. They are not miracle workers with magical machines. They are dedicated scientists engaged in a slow, deliberate search for truth. Their work is characterized by protocol peer review and a constant awareness of potential limitations. Portraying their job as a series of dramatic, instant breakthroughs ignores the immense skill, patience, and ethical integrity required to perform it correctly. It replaces the noble pursuit of scientific accuracy with the cheap thrill of a plot device, obscuring the genuine challenges and triumphs of the field. As consumers of media, we have a role to play in bridging this gap. We can become more critical viewers. We can start to question the narratives presented to us. When a movie shows a complex chemical analysis being completed in 5 minutes, recognize it as a storytelling shortcut rather than a reflection of reality. When a character on a show declares a perfect match based on a blurry image, remember the rigorous process of comparison and verification that is being conveniently skipped. This critical engagement empowers us to separate the entertainment from the education and to appreciate both for what they are. Ultimately, the best way to honor the power of forensic science is to understand its reality. The truth is far more interesting than the fiction. It is a story of human ingenuity and relentless curiosity, but also one of human fallibility and the need for constant vigilance. We must champion a system that values careful, validated science over dramatic certainty. Therefore, the next time you watch a crime thriller, Enjoy the suspense and the spectacle. But also, carry with you the knowledge of how the real work is done. Seek out the truth by reading books from science journalists, watching documentaries about the Innocence Project, questioning the science you see on screen. That is the most effective way to ensure that justice is guided by fact, not by fiction.